Multimodal assessment feedback is really where we're using video or screencasting of whatever's on your computer screen, or even just audio, just your voice, giving a personalised response to the student's work. Gives them more detail, it gives a far more warmth and understanding through what you're saying about the qualities of their work and how they can improve.
Screencasting is really where you might have a digital copy of a student's work, most typically an essay or something similar, and you actually have that on your computer monitor, and what the student sees is any comments that you've made on that while hearing your voice. You can also highlight text as you're scrolling down through the student's work and highlighting points where they've done something particularly well or where things could have been rethought to improve that particular aspect of the student's work. If you imagine often in class in secondary schools where Michael and I have been practicing for a long period of time, often you'll sit down with a student with their essay or with their project and you'll talk through the things that you thought they'd done particularly well or things that they might have been able to improve on. And screencasting allows you to do that, but obviously through a digital medium where you don't both have to be in the same physical space at the same time.
The simplest way to do multimodal feedback is to simply record a video of yourself talking about the student's work. Or if you don't like your own image, just audio record. You have any old audio recorder and record you talking about that student's work.
We found from our own work practices it's much faster for us to be recording multimodal feedback than providing written feedback. I can say an awful lot more in 5 minutes than I can write in 5 minutes. I can provide much more detailed, much richer and much more personalised feedback to a student in a much shorter period of time than I can by writing that same feedback.
One of the things to note is I'm one of these close editors. When I mark a student's work, I can't stop editing the grammar or a phrasing, or if they've miscited something, or if they're going down the wrong track in terms of a theory, I can't stop myself from making a comment. And once you make a comment, once you put pen to paper or using annotations in Microsoft Word or something, you then, as an academic, you need to write in full sentences, or you have to figure out how to be clear in a very short amount of space, don't you? So just in the margins. And I find all that time that I'm taking to do these small edits, that I can actually express it in far more clearly and far more richly in a relatively short 5-minute video recording of myself.
Absolutely. One of the other things it allows you to do, and one of the challenges that we find, is sometimes the same inconsistency or the same error is repeated at various points throughout an essay, and it might be on page 1 and then on page 5 and on page 7, and it's very hard sometimes in a textual way to make those connections for students. Whereas if we're talking it through, we can actually scroll through fairly quickly and jump between those different points in an essay and make the connections that are harder to do in a textual way. One of the frustrating things as a teacher is to invest your time and energy into providing feedback for students, and all they look at is the mark. And they disregard often the written feedback that you've invested your time and energy in providing to the students. One of the great things about this multimodal feedback is the separation of the mark and the feedback, and the engagement that students have with this different presentation of information to them.
So on the Moodle site, for instance, students will see their mark. They'll see a short comment from us that we've written in saying, "Congratulations on getting this assignment completed. Please look at the video that's attached for your feedback." Then they open that up, and the video is all about how to strengthen their work, and it's not really trying to prove their mark, and it's not being in any kind of way trying to detail why they got that mark as such. It's all about feedback about their performance and how to look forwards and improve their work. A final reason for me, I suppose, is when we do project work. When students give us a multimodal project, they might be creating a video or a PowerPoint or recording themselves doing something, and it's very hard to actually put pen to paper there and actually write down where they went wrong or where they could improve, strengthen, etc. And it's much easier, it's much more authentic too, for us to respond to their work in a digital way and respond instantly there and then and talk about our reaction to it.